Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the panel. There's a legend at his bridge, but a guy who's fast coming up on the rails. Blue Star, how we doing, gentlemen?
Hi, Ox Chair. Hi, Bridge. Hi, Fox. Hi, Lobby.
Yeah. Can I say a big good evening to the guys on the panel? Huge good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
If you want to be a megastar, Blue Star, you need to get yourself a catchphrase. But Bridges got, you know.
Yeah.
You've got a few, Bridge, haven't you? Keep it confident, Rangers. I think first and foremost, if we're remiss once again if we didn't give a shout out to our close personal friend CB, mate. Hope he's he's on the mend. I had some updates today that he's not only done his hip, but he's also done his shoulder as well. So we'll get the details, keep everybody informed. All the best, CB, and I hope you get on the mend ASAP, and all the best to your Jacqueline. I know you won that battle between you and Skipper. So all the best to you, CB, and get well soon, Mal Mucker. Bridge?
Yes, indeed, I've said that. Hasty back, pal. Hasty back. Get to that operation and get yourself back up again. Go for it.
Well, if that's a new hip, he has to get his shoulder done. He got his knees done a couple of years ago, and that was when they went, they called it. You know, it was the altar boy's knee. He had to get the place. You know.
Boy's
knee. That'll be him. Knees, hip, shoulder. It'll be like a bionic man. Old CB.
Yes, it'll be a new bionic man. A $6 million man.
So get well soon, Mal Mucker, and so we can take the mickey out of you, and we're all thinking about you. How are you, Bridge?
I'm okay, bud. I'm okay. Aye. I was hoping that the results of the Ashley thing would have come through, but nothing near it. Never near a result yet, as such. No. So that might be bad news, should be told.
No news is good news.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, I mean, things must be moving on because you read the papers, you read the forums, they're starting to intimate that the new strip will be coming out, or we'll see it for next season. And I'm hearing that the 3 strips are going to be launched in June the 27th.
Yeah, I saw a wee snippet today about that Hummel have apparently said that it's a light blue kit for next year is just about ready to be released. Apparently they put out on Twitter somewhere on the Rangers. One of the Rangers Twitter sites or something like that. So,
Hummel been a good fit for you, Blue Star. I know you're the same as me and Bridge, a small medium in the strip.
I quite liked the last strip, to be honest, guys. I'm just reading there half an hour ago, Ox and Bridge, that it doesn't really look good for Graham Dorrans. It's been reported in follow.
We'll come to that, Blue Star.
No bother. I think the strips for Hummel so far have been pretty good. Quite snazzy. I like the away tops, etc.
Have they been a good fit for the club for you? I think they've bought into the Rangers brand, didn't they?
Absolutely. And as I say, the 2 away strips that they brought out, I've got to say, guys, I think we wore it a couple of times. See the all blue one? I thought that was really classy looking. I know the traditionalists in us, we always like the black and the red socks, but I thought a few times there when we wore the all blue one, I thought it looked really quite snazzy. And the kind of bits, see the kind of training tops, Ox, what I did notice was we seem to have quite a lot compared to other years, and the bits going down the side panels with the wee arrows. I thought they were quite snazzy, to be honest.
It's not the first time you've worn a suit with arrows on it, is it, Bridge?
Just a couple.
Good fit for you. They bought into the Rangers brand. They were very good at marketing at the start. Obviously, then we got the show, and that was mobbed. I mean, I was in the city for about 5 weeks in the autumn, leading up to Christmas. I was in the shop a good few times, getting bits and pieces. And the first time I just went in to do my nose, and I was impressed with the quality of the stuff compared to the tap we had before, you know.
Yeah. Hummel seemed to be a very good fit for the Rangers, and I must admit, I'm astonished. To be honest, I thought that Puma was a huge company, and they were going to have real good quality, and that aligned with what I initially thought about Mike Ashley. You know, his brand's red, white, and blue colours, and I thought it would fit right in as well. My goodness gracious, I'm afraid that didn't work out at all, did it? Not at all. But this one, Hummel, seems to be great. They're lending their name to Rangers. They're obviously sponsoring somewhere along the line with the Hummel Training Centre. It's starting to join together. And hopefully, because as I say, I saw a wee snippet somewhere that said that their Rangers new strip's coming out, and it's coming out, and apparently there's a photo of it somewhere, as I said. So that'll be absolutely fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. I'm just so happy. Let's get going. Come on, mate. Next season, come on, please.
It's been a good fit for me as well. Worcester, Hummel. I mean, our traditional home strip, the change away kit with the sash on it, and then the strip that everybody was wanting, the orange strip that we'd had, I think, in 2005. I think they were all popular with the support and good marketing there.
Certainly, Ox. And I mean, as you say, the variance in the colours, you had the orange one, you had the blue, you had the all blue, you had the white with the blue shorts. I was really, to be perfectly honest, I was actually really quite impressed with them. I really thought they looked the part. I'm just looking at them here in the lobby, and even when you see them on camera, and I quite impressed with them. And even McGregor in his goalie uniform looked really good as well. You know, I was really impressed with the Ox.
Aye, we'll see what it takes us. And the most popular things to be popular with is the young Bridger, and the young seem to buy into it.
Oh yeah, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the youngsters to be going bedecked to play football with their mates and wearing their colours. It's really good, you know. And I hope everything it needs to calm down, let the kids do it, and let them mingle and do what they need to do and go on with life. Because at the end of the day, you know, you don't want any problem because you're wearing a particular colour. Everybody got to accept everybody else at the moment. It's simple as that.
The most ironic thing, Ox, is as Bridge started their way, as the Ashley Court thing. If we can get that settled, what an enormous bonus that would be for us, because we already know that the numbers as in shirt sales that our club generates, it's actually quite incredible. Again, our support, our merchandise and everything, very few ever even come close to us. So if we can get that up and running, boy, that's a massive bonus for us. And here's hoping.
Revenue stream.
Yes.
I think, I mean, if Hummel were coming out and planning to come out with a new strip and have another launch, that would intimate to me that the Ashley thing's going to be settled one way or another, Blue Star.
I'm not. Ox, I don't want to sound negative. I hope you're right.
One way or another. What I'm saying is, it might cost us money. It might not be perfect for us.
Yeah.
But hopefully, when it's finished, we can move on.
Yes, absolutely. I know the reports I read the last couple of days. Again, you don't know who to believe, really. It didn't look great, but as you say, hopefully one way or another we can come to some kind of reckoning there, because as I say, before these things happened, our sales in the merchandise was absolutely incredible. They really were. Our shirt sales were second to none. The revenue stream that we were getting for that was really top notch. So yeah, here's hoping for all good.
Aye, good. And I don't think there was another shop in the city centre that's used like that one at Christmas time, Bridge.
Absolutely right, pal. Absolutely right. But obviously, as Blue Star was saying, we have got potential. Many fans desperate to buy the gear, and we just need all that to be sorted with the Ashley side of things. Really do. And if we can get that sorted within the next few months, things might start to look up in a big way for us. Until that time, you're going to be involved in potential court cases for goodness knows how long, and Rangers will I think they've had to pay most of the costs of these court cases up to now anyway. So it's costing us an awful lot of money just in costs alone, you know. So let's hope we can get that resolved, because that'll be a big weight off our back if we can get rid of that. Sad that we paid £3 million and gave Ashley £3 million, and we ended up going through all these courts for the last 2 years, going through the court cases, and it's just nonsense. It's a pity we gave them that money at all. We might have been better 7 or 7 years, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, Bridge, no.
No, I'm saying at that time, because we had 5 years to go, and I handed one notice in, and we paid them £3 million or something after
it
that.
looks as if there was still handcuff clauses in it, mate.
Yeah, there might have been. You might be right. You might be right, pal. You might be right. It sounds like a bit like Brexit. Nobody really wants to let us go, you know? It's the same with the UK. Nobody wants to let us get us out of here, including our own MPs. The only people that actually wanted to leave was the people.
Ox, I'll be honest, it was breaking my heart, whether it's tops or even a wee simple thing like keyrings, etc. See, the very fact that you thought most of that money was going to you know who, it was really doing me in. And I know plenty of mates, etc. They just wouldn't buy them simply because we all knew where 90% of the revenue was going to, you know. So we were losing an awful lot of revenue. So here's hoping, and I hope you're right, mate. One way or another, it gets settled. Yeah.
Aye. Well, I think it's coming to an end. I'm not saying it will necessarily be a positive result for us, but hopefully, even when the result is done, we move on.
Here.
Anyway, people want to join us. What's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
And you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you were brought into the call by the one and only Old School Blue, who's sitting in the background, along with Fox, who's looking at the technicals this evening. We're going to... Bostad, you were coming in. I did read that thing today about Graham Dorrans, and I think it might be coming to a sad end for Graham if the rumours are to be true.
Well, not normally. I'm always in touch with his father. Funny enough, the last couple of days I haven't seen him, Ox, and the last I heard, in fact, I think I told you a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't looking great for the lad. But I'm hoping it's wrong. But according to Follow, they must have some kind of info, and it's been reported that it's Graham himself that's decided to basically retire through the injuries. As Fox says to me, I would imagine, Ox, that he'd be on a fair wage, and I was asking him, I couldn't remember whether we had paid any kind of fee for him.
No, it came in a free.
It came in a free, yeah. So that would certainly free up another wage, but. If it's not true, then obviously we want the guy back. We want him fitting well, but as yet, I'm not 100% sure whether it's right or wrong, you know.
You know, Blue Star, your heart goes out to him, seriously. I think he's a brilliant player, and I'm really disappointed. And the thing that angers me more and more when I think about it is that he got done on Ibrox, and the guy that had done him got nothing. Never even spoken to.
Shocking.
Never even get spoken to.
Power.
And it was the same. It was the same way Ryan Kent, that big fella that played for Motherwell. He'd done Ryan Kent, most assuredly done his knee. He was out for a long time, and that was deliberate, in my opinion. Never spoken to.
Yeah, scandalous.
Graham Dorrans made 17 appearances for us. Obviously signed a couple of years ago, so he'll have a year or two left in his contract. Hopefully. It's not the end of his career, but if it is, he'll go with everybody's best wishes. He was very, very unlucky. You're right, Bridge, it was a shocking challenge. The guy Power, I think the reason it never made the headlines is because of all the shenanigans that happened that night, is because that was the Broadfruit and Jack incident, and then Kachina lost his job that night, mate.
Yeah.
You know, but 17 games, 5 goals. So over a season, maybe that dozen extra goals that gets you close to winning leagues, Blue Star, you know.
Here, Ox. Well said. Yeah. If you consider some of your midfielders and who are only just hitting 5. So yeah, you're completely right in what you're saying. It's one of the positions where, let's be honest, we need more goals for our midfield. And as you say, we'll never know, but hopefully it's not the case, and the guy can get back to being fit and well.
Aye, I hope it's not true.
Yeah.
But man, if it turns out to be true, and with one of his last games for us, and I want to say this as a compliment to the fella, he showed his class in Spain, and it was an absolute brilliant dummy, and he played the ball through the airfield, and we nearly got a winner.
Yep.
In Villarreal against a top-notch team. Yeah, I think he came on as substitute and showed some lovely touches, and obviously he broke down his injury and it's took its toll on him, Bridger.
Yeah, absolutely, pal. Absolutely. I think it's really sad that it's happened to him, and not only that, but hopefully Murphy's going to come back fully fit, because he's been out an awful long time. So these players were brought in thinking they were going to come up and do things for us. It might take a couple of months to get them. My God, we never even get a chance. They never even get a chance to get a couple of months in, if you follow what I mean. They were getting bumped and booted and everything, you know.
He came in at £1.3 million for Norwich City, mate.
Yeah.
He wasn't free. And
right.
He signed a 3-year deal in July 2017. You know, but
as Dorans.
Aye.
What about Murphy? Was he not in about the same?
Yeah, Murphy came in on loan at first, didn't he?
And
then signed for his last January, yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Really unlucky. Really unlucky.
Aye. Quality players. We better. I wouldn't say Stardust is maybe a bit strong, but a wee bit of quality Blue Star that can open up defences.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Ox. That's exactly what Dorrans does have. He has that in his locker. And we let's be truthful. I know the last couple of games we've looked apart, but for a long time there we were screaming out for a number 10 or moves from our midfielders to counteract tight defences. And yeah, there's no question about it. He was certainly able to do that. So as I say, here's hoping. It's not 100% right yet, but if it is, then we wish him all the best.
I hear Blue Star, and if it is true, and you do happen to bump into his father, give him all the best for everybody here at Rangers Radio, and thank him for the way his son's conducted himself, and his son's wife, who done a lot of charity work for the club, and I don't think they'll walk away from the club because they're blue noses.
Yep, certainly are.
It's in her blood, you know. Anyway, Bridge, people want to phone us, particularly ladies, Bridge, whose Fox is sitting patiently waiting to take their calls. What's the numbers?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
And you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We'll be brought into the call to talk about all things Rangers. I suppose I'll be watching the Man City game, right, Bridge, yeah?
Something that will be, yeah.
That same just went 4-2 up.
Spurs need a goal still, and they get through and away goals. It's still on a knife edge, isn't it?
Yeah,
if Spurs score another goal and they don't, then it is, they'll go through away goals.
It's on a knife edge, you know. Yeah, but we'll see. I think Fox is sitting there pacing in the background. How we doing, old Fox, my old mate? How are you?
Good evening, guys.
I know you want to send your best to CB, mate.
I do indeed. I wish him all the best and a speedy recovery. I'll need to send him a wee text, but I wasn't sure whether to send it earlier in case he'd been in theatre or anything like that, so I'll do that sometime tonight.
All right, mate. All right. Graham Dorrans, very, very unlucky.
Aye, he's been unlucky with the injury. He tried hard to get over it, but by the sounds of things, it looks as though he's not going to make a return. I wish him well, mate. It's one of these things that happen in football. Injuries occur. Most people, you get over them. Sometimes it ends your career, but let's wait and see till it's officially announced. Don't retire him until we know for certain, you know.
I hope you're right.
Can I just say about the Hummel thing, as well? I think it's been a good partnership. Hummel have done well at it. They've got the training centre named after them. We had a good run in Europe to show off their merchandise. Our youths have done tremendously in Europe and further afield wearing the Hummel gear. And it's been a good partnership for both of us, I think. The good thing about this year and this round of selling strips for me is they will make the summer market, which we missed out in last year. It was a wee bit later for people going on holiday, and I think they'll sell a lot more strips this year than they did last year.
I think you're right, mate. And you forgot the others. Bit of glamour that would come in the door. I don't know if Hummel is in the inside track, but obviously with the Hummel deal before Mr. Gerrard joined us, so that was a good move for Hummel.
Oh, aye. I think it's been a beneficial partnership for both parties, mate.
Aye, well said, mate, well said. Right, okay, lads. Bridgeman, how's your memory?
Oh, try my best with it. You know what it's like. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's no.
That's worked well for you in the past, hasn't it?
It has, pal, it has.
Yes. All right, mate. How were you feeling 3 years ago today?
3 years ago today. 3 years ago today.
Aye.
Today. This is the 16th of April.
Well done, Bridge.
Is that when we put them out in the League Cup?
Nearly right, Fox, isn't he?
Well, it's actually the 17th today, Bridge.
Oh, sorry, pal. I apologise. Yeah, that's my memory. That's my memory. And by the way, it's like I can see the day right in front of me. So if it's no that, now go on and tell me.
You were nearly right with the League Cup.
Go on, tell me.
It might have been the Scottish Cup.
When Scottish Cup, was it the Scottish Cup we beat them in extra time, in penalties?
Yes.
Jeez, why did I say League Cup? What an idiot! Sorry, boys. Sorry. That's the one.
Remind us, Fox. Remind us.
What did you say there?
Remind us on this day.
Oh, aye, it was one of the best days we've had in the last 10 years when we dumped them out the Scottish Cup after a team of journeymen, can I say, knocked out their glamorous 40 or 50 million pound squad at that time. We outplayed them for most of the game. Although they had, as you would say, mirrored the chances, we had mirrored the possession, played the better football. The harder they tried to close us down, the more we passed round about them. And we had splendid goals for Kenny Miller. And of course, an extra time rocket for Barry Mackay, which put us 2-1 in front. And we were on dreamland at that time, thinking we were good. Would we hold on? Eventually they equalised. And it went to penalty kicks and all the drama that then followed. James Taverner, I think, missed one. Nicky Clark missed one?
Yep.
Who scored then? Andy Halliday must have scored.
Halliday scored, Lee Wallace scored, Zellerman
and then
scored.
With the two ones that I panicked at was Zellerman and Nicky Law. Especially in the Nicky Law one. I was sitting beside Big Broxy, mate, and my horn sunk into my palms in my horn, thinking if anybody's going to miss it, it's going to be him, but he slotted his same.
But it was Rodgick that missed it, wasn't it? He missed the last penalty, Rodgick.
He had to air the bar, and that was it all over.
Yeah.
Brilliant day.
I have to say, Guy. Oops. Can I just say, as far as I'm concerned, that day, and the reason I say this, and I mean this in all sincerity, and I firmly believe it, that's the worst result that Celtic have ever had against the Rangers, because they were really, really high, and Rangers were only a championship side at the time, and they virtually immediately just got rid of their manager and brought in the Tirani man. And the last time we beat them, Ibrox last December there, the Tirani man, when I ran away and they took the first job we could get and get away from them because they didn't want to know anything about this. It's a hell of a thing to do. So that, to me, that was the second time, the second worst result for them against us was when we beat them in December. And I'm including the They lost against with Gibraltar, was it? Can't remember. Lincoln Reds, something Red Imps or something. I remember Gibraltar they lost it. No, they 2 games against Rangers were the 2 worst games they've ever lost, ever. And I love it. I just love it. Sorry, boys.
Your thoughts, Blue Star?
Oh, it was an ecstatic day for us all, Ox. I think, as you said earlier, we can all remember where we watched it, where we were that day. We played great football. Certainly they had a few chances, we know that, but like Andy Hallett did that day, for me he was brilliant. I get what folks say, that he had a mistake in one of their goals, certainly, but he had Brown couldn't get a sniff of the ball against them. Rangers really played well, and as I say, I always remember Sky reporting for Maurice Johnston when he was in their studio, and he kept saying, I can't believe what I'm watching here. He says it's as if I'm watching Barcelona. The Rangers were that good that day. The passing was just exceptional, and the very fact it went to penalties, it was nail biting stuff. But we were all bouncing that day, weren't we?
Yes, we were. Me, who was there? Me, my lad.
Me.
You were there,
Me.
aye. Travel, Rob.
I remember we met Travel, mate. Came down like a 1970s casual with the 2 scarves tied in the wrist and all that. Oh, he had the best strut that I'd seen in years as well. Strutted down the road.
Aye, I'll Travel Rock. That's right, Fox. I remember that doing the 2 scarves tied in the wrist.
And Ox, one of the special moments, as we all know, Mackay's goal that day was an absolute belter.
I go to light up any game, mate. I mean, we scored some goals that season at Hampden, because Tavernier scored a goal against Peterhead. I know the opposition was poor, but the volley that boy hit that day was one of the best goals that Hampden had ever seen, and Mackay's goal was right up there.
And Mackay actually overshadowed Halliday's, but let's not forget, Halliday's was a volley as well, and it was a beauty, but Mackay's was just... Halliday's was on one. It was like a...
That was the final, mate, against Hibs.
Oh, so it was. I'm getting mixed up. So it was.
You're going to come on here, do your homework, yeah?
Well, that's what happens with a memory, mate.
No, we can't have 2 years.
Aye, talking to Tony right enough about the memory stuff.
We can't have 2 years on without a memory.
Shocking.
Anyway, a guy who has got a good memory. We spoke to the day. I'll not tell you what he was doing, but there was rubber gloves involved.
Oh, no.
JFK.
Rubber gloves?
Evening, chaps.
Was it the gardening you were doing, Jimmy?
Chaps and chapesses, how are you all doing?
Evening, Jimmy.
How you doing, Fox, Bridge, Blue Star, and my good friend Ox here, who caught me today in the middle of my household chores with a nice chat. Yes. Hey, come on, modern man.
Oh, love it.
Modern man. Just caught me at the ding with the washing machine had finished and the washing had to be hung out. Come on now. Get in with it.
He's a modern man, Fox. Modern man.
What, rubber gloves on, Jimmy, to put the washing out?
Did I say the rubber gloves are on to put the washing out?
That's what you said, aye?
No, I said I was putting the washing out and I had rubber gloves on. I didn't tell you what the rubber gloves were for.
Somebody knows the other end of the phone, behold.
As soon as I saw the name Oxy on my phone, I went, I'm putting my rubber gloves on. There might be a bit of heavy breathing involved here.
Oh dear.
Good topic, guys. Memorable games against
2016, mate. Where were you? At the home? Were you at the game?
2000. I was at the game. 2016. Yes. Yeah, I was there. Aye. Very memorable. I wish we could get the times back again, guys.
Well, I
think it is. I know. The 29th last year we beat them that, but it'd be good to get the times back all the time. a lot of the guys out there who go to the games now, and me and yourself were talking about a wee bit the day, Oxshire. You know, myself, I was spoiled. The same as Bridge, Fox, Blue Star, yourself. When we were doing the 9 in a row, when I not just walked to Ibrox, but wherever I was going to the game, whether it be Pittodrie or the Spoonburners ground or that, I expected Rangers to win every game. And I'd love to get that feeling back. So the 2006 was a great day. Sorry, pardon me. Oh, but 2016 was that was a higher brew.
People have been suspended. People have been suspended for less than that.
Jimmy, can I just butt in a minute? As Dutchie's just put, JFK beats the drum wearing rubber gloves.
Oh, I beat
Jeff G's put in the lobby. It's 4 each.
Is it?
Man City and Spurs.
Well, I thought you said it was 4 each.
That must just be the aggregate. I think that's just the aggregate score. Wow, what a game that is! What a game!
Oh my God!
I've got one, but they've not scored in my telly yet.
It's a blank ridiculous.
Can you remember the team for 2016? The Rangers team? No cheating.
No.
Go for it. Are we doing it player for player?
I can go.
Alexander.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Wes and goal.
Wes it was.
Wes Bodge.
Right.
Yes.
2 fullbacks.
Tavernier.
Wallace.
Yes.
Seven Wallace, aye.
Tavernier and Wallace, yep.
2 centre backs.
Kiernan.
Yes.
Wow.
One's went to America.
I wouldn't have got Kiernan.
No, neither would I have.
No.
Another one's went to America.
He went to America.
America. Oh, the big him. He was also at Liverpool.
Goyan.
No, he was also at Liverpool, wasn't he?
Danny Wilson.
Danny Wilson. Yeah.
4 in midfield.
Well, we know Mackay.
Yep.
Halliday.
Sutherland.
No.
Zalala.
No, he came on as sub, didn't he?
Yes, Dominic Ball.
Dominic Ball, aye.
Who was the last one? Step for a hint, Ox.
Halliday.
No, we'll say Halliday.
Nicky Law.
Nicky Law.
Yeah.
Substitute.
Nicky Law.
Substitute.
I'll give you a clue. One of them's a giant amongst men. Not. And the other one, his father was a manager at one time.
Dean Shields. Dean Shields. And Kenny Miller.
One of my all-time favourites. You want to get...
Nicky Clark.
Not substitute. He's a giant amongst men, not.
Giant amongst men?
Not. He's no big.
David Templeton.
No. It sounds like Usain Bolt.
Jason Holt.
Jason Holt.
Of course. Holty.
West
Well, that was a good question, that, by the way.
Tavernier, Kiernan, Wilson, Wallace, Ball, Shields, Halliday, Holt, Mackay, Miller. Substitutes, Nicky Law, Zellerman and Nicky Clark. Unused substitutes, Cammy Bell and Liam Butt.
Oh, Liam Butt.
Wow. James Clemens.
Evening, George. How we doing, mate? George?
All right, Ox, how you doing? All right?
All right, mate.
Aye, that was,
this is the dementia society with these lot.
George, you can have my rubber gloves, pal.
Hey, I've got my own rubber gloves. Don't you worry about that. But
hey,
Funny enough, JFK puts them on every time I phone him as well.
Well, George, don't you tell him the secret, pal.
it was him that told me. What do you mean?
Oh,
What I was going to say, see what you're saying there about that day. I mean, the last 10 teams that you've asked Bridgeman to name, he said that Alexander's been in goals, but what a day that was, without a shadow of a doubt. Absolutely brilliant. The first goal for Kenny Miller, an excellent ball played through with a Lego eater to play him through, put it through past Gordon, and then the second goal would be Barry Mackay. Absolutely fantastic. Boys running up to take penalties. Scott Brown missed a penalty that day. Absolutely fantastic. The Rangers fans were brilliant that day. That day will go down. And again, people say Celtic weren't at their strongest. We weren't at our strongest. We'd been kicked in the midriff a few times before then, but we stood up there. Guys who wouldn't even remember, like you just said, that team there in a Rangers jersey. But my Jings up, they will live with me for the rest of my life, folks. All the games we beat them in, 4-2 at the Pedo Dome, 3-1 at Ibrox, things like that. But that day, even the Lovencrans Cup final and things like that day for me will live with me for the rest of my life, because we had been kicked and punched and whatever happened to us, and we were in that first division, and they were up here flying as high, nobody could get near them, and we Rangers went in there and put them to bed. It was absolutely fantastic, Ox. It was what a day it was. Even just walking back to the bus after the game, what a feeling it was. It's one of the things, like I said there, I'll never ever leave me. As long as I live, that'll never ever leave me. I watched the penalties today again. Zelam scoring the penalty. Everybody scoring their penalties. Obviously, Nicky Clark missed, and Tavernier's penalty was terrible. But that day will live with me for the rest of my life, folks. And the Rangers players that day, they deserve the applause they got, because it was brilliant that day. They gave us everything they had.
Barry Mackay's penalty, the goalkeeper had saved it, and it still rolled into the net. It was just wonderful. Wonderful. Very happy.
I mean, we went there with hope, no expecting. We knew that we'd be happy to put up a performance. And when we go to the extra time and then penalty kick, you're thinking, well, by walking out of here with our head held high, JFK, you know?
Oh, definitely.
And then we goes and does it, and it was all the scenes were just unbelievable.
It was ecstatic scenes, you know, because I mean, nobody gave us a hope in hell. And the Caddyshack man there went in there and just put that wee divot up for a perfect kick.
Brilliant, brilliant.
No, but
Mr. Rogic. Oh, sorry.
But it was a fantastic day, Oxshire. You know, we all know that nobody gave us a hope against any sort of result against the Puddle Drinkers, and to come away that day. I was in the South Stand that day, and it was absolutely fantastic. But three rows for the back, so it was a fantastic day. Really enjoyed my day, and I really enjoyed my night after. I think I ended up, can't remember where. I ended up somewhere in Clydebank.
Right. Okay.
I can't remember the name, but
I still reckon that's the worst victory, the worst defeat they've ever had.
Anybody I know?
Well, there was rubber gloves involved. That's what you need to know.
Oh my God! Shocking! Shocking you.
Who was that? We were with me, Fox, me, you, Bridge, and who was it? Me, you, Bridge, wasn't it?
Aye, Foxy and your boy.
Aye, that's right.
Big Broxy.
Big Broxy, aye. Travel rug, as I say.
And young boy Ox done well to put his penalty away. George mentioned him there, Zelalem.
Zelalem, yeah.
I was panicking when he stepped up, to be honest. But he put it away well.
I must admit, it was Nicky Law that had me frightened.
Aye.
Because he was the last penalty. That was the last penalty for us. Wow.
Do you remember the golden miss for the Wonder Boy Roberts?
Paddy Roberts.
Aye.
Oh, this guy's going to be a 20 million pound player. He's going to sign for Celtic. Oh, yes. We'll go and buy him. Aye, right. What a miss that was, eh? What a miss. I mean, where we were sitting, you know, it was in the net. Where we were sitting, you could just see it coming in now. Oh my God, then it hit the post.
I know he's been in the press a bit in the last week or so, but the boy Dominic Ball had some game for us that day.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a few Rangers fans thought we should have signed him. You know, if we'd have tried to sign him, let's put it that way. I don't know if we did. But I reckon we should have done it and signed him. But based on his performance the other week there, it's one of these ones you say, well, maybe we better know, maybe we shouldn't have right enough, you know.
No,
Ox, just to change it a wee bit. Yeah. See how we were talking most of the show last night was what you brought up about the Kilmarnock and the ticket thing. You were right after all. You happened to mention last night, well, what we all thought if they'd done the same to them across the water. You were bang on, mate. Just clarifying that, because they came out the day and said they were doing the same to them.
But what do you mean by that?
Well, they're limiting the next games of next season. Celtic are also getting limited to 4,000.
Yeah, that's their plan. That's their
plans now, Jimmy.
But I don't know.
I think they've come out and said that because it was the heat. The heat was on, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
and you know, because Rangers obviously come out and said something to them, and obviously the fans, wherever they may be, have obviously been battering them in the social media area. They're seriously, they did something they came out with that, and that was a huge mistake by them. Huge mistake. Not to say that what they mean, they might mean it and it might happen next year, and sentimentally that's fine, go and do it, but no in the last game of this season, sorry.
That's the thing is, but if that's what they want to do, I mean, it looks to me a business case. I think it was all Bercy's. The business case just doesn't stack up. I mean, they're talking about they'll find an extra 1,000 Kilmarnock supporters for every game because they don't want to come when Rangers or Celtic and play. But so where are they when they're playing the D and Hibs in?
Exactly,
aye.
You know, it's just I think we talked to death last night. I think it's a story it'll run. And Kilmarnock could easily be at the bottom of the league as well as they're at the top this season, next season. And then they'll need every penny they can get, and people should remember.
Yeah. Agreed. You know, we should as well.
Going back to 2016, unfortunately for me, that was a pinnacle for Warburton. And for I think that was a Sunday, and I think the Wednesday night, I think we could beat 3-2 at Hibs in a league game. I've no checked that out, but Mackay scored a stunning goal, and we never really. For then on in for a man, it was downhill, and I don't know if that maybe that high. And then the cup final, well, we should have won the game. We played the better football apart from the last couple of minutes, you know. We were a bit naive, but we played Waghorn, who wasn't fit, which was a ridiculous decision, but that's my personal opinion. But for that game in the semi-final, it was a real high, and for then on down for Mark Warburton, and it came about really quickly. It was downhill, Fox.
It was indeed. I'll give you a wee thing about that final. That was the first time a Scottish Cup final had been played with two teams outside the top league. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Did you? No, just a wee fact, I knew. It was downhill. Warburton started to... It was the next season, wasn't it? When he fell out with Dave King, he tried to get a job down south behind their back, and that was the end of that relationship. But I thought that when we got to the final, Ox, I think our players thought that was enough. They'd done enough to win the cup, and we threw that away as well. And then the big problem that you always said was he couldn't change his way, Warburton, and it went downhill for then on.
Yeah, but we gave a goal away within 2 or 3 minutes. We got Kieran and Tavernier. I'll get him. And before you know,
he wasn't great at that goal neither, mate. The combination.
No, I'm saying that so it was all there. You could just see it up. They're standing right behind you, going, "What are they doing? And you just let them keep coming. Put it across in the net."
I think it's shown that Warburton's no longer involved in football, apart from making a wee fleeting appearance now and again on Sky Sports. That he was what he was. He was a donkey manager, guys, and I don't know how we ever decided to bring him to Rangers. He was the worst manager. Him and Caixinha were the worst, but Warburton, for me, I hated watching Rangers under Warburton. It was like getting your wisdom teeth pulled out. I hated it. He was a terrible, terrible manager. The
What are you
61st.
what are you basing that on, Jimmy?
Jimmy, I thought honestly,
the start.
I thought some of our football under Warburton was actually pretty good.
In what games?
Quite a few games. I thought
come
I'm talking about our actual style of football. Very few teams were able to get the ball off us when he took out at first.
He didn't have any tactical nonce for me. He was brought in as a bit part player for me. And it was one of the worst mistakes ever made. No, we all bought into the idea about the loafs and all that and Warburton. But for me, no Rangers class. And that showed, he can't even get a Janis joke now.
I agree with that he wasn't the Rangers class until ultimately turned out like that. But when he started, we were scoring goals every week. It was 5 and 6 every week. Right. But then, as soon as teams worked out how we played, like we lost at Easter Road, the wheels came off. And he couldn't react. He showed that he wasn't good enough for the job.
That's what I'm saying. He couldn't react to what was happening about him. So he wasn't a good manager.
The first 4 months, we never seen that. All we seen was goals.
They were flying in for all angles the first 4 months.
Absolutely adored Warburton. I thought he was marvellous. I thought the press didn't know what to make of him and started calling them names and all the rest of it, you know. But I thought he was superb for us. And the Magic Hat song, I just loved that. Whenever it started at Ibrox, you had to me anyway, you had to join, and it was just great. And yes, we did very well. We come up against at that time a really, really good Hearts side, and I'm afraid we know what happened in the playoffs. Motherwell leathered us in the playoffs, but at that time the manager had been caught out, and him and Big Davy Weir were gone. So all these things.
Season, Bridge. That was the season before they came in.
Sorry?
With the playoffs, Stuart McCall was the manager.
That's right.
Aye.
I'm saying that by that time he had gone. Warburton was away.
Yep.
No, but we got automatic.
All these things happened to us. Sorry?
We got automatic promotion with Warburton. We won the league.
Maybe he came in.
Warburton had to come in at that point.
Sorry, boys. Sorry, I got mixed up there. I do apologise. That's why Warburton did come in, yeah. Christ, yeah.
Warburton came in after that.
That's right. Yeah, no, I just loved him when he came in. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. And he got us promoted. He didn't get us promoted in the first season, did he?
He did, mate. He did.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I'm getting all mixed up then. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. In you come, George.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. The first season, everybody's different. I'm with Bridgeman. I remember that every day with me we played. I thought he was a great manager when he first came in. I must admit that day against Hibs at Easter Road, was it 6-2 we beat them. Halliday scored an absolute wonder goal. I think Tavernier scored a free kick. That was their first game day, an absolute wonder goal as well. What do you call him? Waghorn scored 2 cracking goals. I thought to myself, wow, we've got a manager here. We've got a right good team here. And then Nicky Clark and I think Kenny Miller came on and scored as well. I was buzzing that after that, Ox. I really thought that we were really in for a massive season. Now, didn't get me wrong, we got promoted. We got to the final of the Scottish Cup, and we also got a big win against our big rivals. I thought, I've got to admit, I liked Mark Warburton. And every time he came on here for a year, Bridgeman gives a rendition of Warburton is magic every time he came on. So I quite enjoyed big Davy Weir and Mark Warburton as your manager. I thought they done quite well. They brought in guys. I mean, Halliday came in and Weasel came in, and I thought they done quite well for it. If I'm honest, Ox, I thought he done quite well on the resources we had at the time, if I'm honest.
Aye, well, I mean, I thought he started off quite well, but then I fell into the JFK camp. I mean, the back end of the first season, there was problems for me, and then when we got promoted, he couldn't change. No. And teams had sussed us out, and we were rudderless, and obviously when we come up against any of the decent teams, we were really struggling. Yeah. Blue Star, then back to JFK.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I just think it's certainly at the start in his first season and that. I mean, I remember the first dozen games we had scored 5, 6, 7 goals we'd scored 5 goals in quite a few games, and we all bought into it. You were like, here, wait a minute, these teams can't even get the ball off us. We were running rings around them and scoring for fun. Granted, as JFK says, I agree with him on that point. As time went on, you started sussing them out, and the other managers started sussing them out. I think a lot, again, I don't think the guy was a particularly bad manager. I just think at that time, a lot of the players we brought in, they were at a certain level, and they were never ever top notch. So sooner or later, you were going to get caught out. But certainly at the start, his first season, etc. No, I've got to be truthful. I thought the football we played under him was really quite good. The best football I've seen in my lifetime was under Advocat when we had Van Bronckhorst and all them. As I say, I've said it and I'll always say it, the midfield we had at that time's the best I've seen in the Rangers shirts. And the nearest I had seen to that for hanging on to the ball where teams couldn't get it off us was that first season under Warburton. But I take the point JFK's making. As time went on, the other managers sussed him out and he didn't seem to be able to change it. That's correct.
Well, you've all got the right to reply on here, JFK. Get the boxing gloves this time.
No. I've said what I've said. You know, I mean, and what you guys have all said is right. You know, I just think that when it came down to the nitty gritty, he didn't have it. You know, and his tactics for that last 6 months of the season, it was poor. You know, he just couldn't change the team, change the formation. Substitutions were poor. Every time he came on, he spoke about the game. It was all about the stats and that and how much possession we had. But possession doesn't win you games. And that really peed me off. And no, for me, I can understand what Bridges is saying, but it'll go down in history as one of the worst managers Rangers ever had. Because for me, it was never. No, he'll never be the manager at any other team ever in his life now. He had his go at it. He managed Rangers. They went in Nottingham Forest. They made a pig's ear of that. So for me, goodbye. No, and no, never liked him. Never liked all the rubbish hype about him. I think it's because Davy Weir was involved. But now for me, he'll not go down in the annals of history as a Rangers manager for me. So,
can I come in on that, Ox there?
On you go, mate.
I was just going to say, I remember now, the first season when Warburton was here, we were absolutely brilliant. We scored a lot of goals. And Jimmy's right to a certain extent. Near the end of the season, teams were starting to fathom us out. And that proved right into this when in the second season he was here. Because we only got to somewhere around about November time and the story started to come round that he wanted to leave and he wanted to get away and all the crap. Because we brought in that to the director of football, and I can't remember his name now, but they were all pals, him and Weir and this director of football, very pally. And then the story broke, what was it, around about February, March time, that they were going to go to Nottingham Forest because Forest had just somehow or other miraculously sacked their manager, and they three went down to Forest. Or when they left Rangers, and then went Frank Worthington. Is it Worthington?
No, it wasn't Worthington.
No, Frank McPartlin.
McPartlin, there you go.
The best in the business.
By the way, guys, can I just tell you, Man City just scored a fantastic goal there, it looked like, and the VAR's come in and knocked it off.
They've ruled it off for offside, but
I'm saying about the VAR, because the VAR, they've got it and VAR knocked it off.
I know, when me watching it, there's no way it was offside, but that's the way it's going now.
Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. However, I do say, can I just say, I absolutely adored the time that the first, let's say the first season and a half with Worthington, with Warburton. It was absolutely brilliant for me. I loved it. I loved them being there. I loved the songs. I loved the atmosphere at Ibrox. It was really good, and we scored an awful lot of goals. And Tavernier at that time was absolutely on fire.
I see it slightly different for you, Bridge. I'll accept it. When he came in for the summer, we had a bit of a setback against St Johnstone in the Cup where Halloran, you're one of your favourites, scored the goals against us, and we signed them, and that worried me because we'd done a sort of Barisic there. But anyway, we moved on and we still kept scoring goals. We were entertaining. And then we got to, I think it was November, and Hibs beat us, I think, 3-2 through there. And for me, the wheels never came off. And then on in, we never bet Falkirk, we never bet Hibs.
Struggled, didn't we?
Some good results in the Cup. Guys like Forrester, you remember him? Forrester came in on loan. We gave them contracts. After that Scottish Cup semi-final, we gave Halliday and Holt 4-year contracts.
Yeah.
You know, and he was thought that was going to be good enough to take us to the next level. And when we were up against the Premier League, we brought in Barton and the boy, what's his name, played with Spurs, Cranchia. And what a disaster that turned out to be. And we brought in the centre-half that played with Arsenal.
Senderos.
Disaster.
I couldn't believe it. I was watching him in at Ibrox. I just couldn't believe he was playing for us. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff.
You know,
those were the worst parts of Warburton, and that's for sure. They were the worst parts. I think the pressure of getting promoted into our top league was eventually too much for him. He had a lot more things in his mind, and maybe he just wanted to get back to England, you know.
Well, that's fair enough. That could happen, but we're nobody's patsy. Glasgow Rangers, JFK.
Look, the guy's a multi-millionaire. He's done a lot of finance business. He'd no right to be the manager of Rangers, as far as I'm concerned. He got the Rangers manager's job by default. Should never have been anywhere near it. Never, ever in a million years. I was disgusted when he became the manager. I just thought, this is a man who has worked his way up to try and become a football manager. And a lot of people are talking about Steven Gerrard getting the Rangers job as a fledgling manager, but Steven Gerrard will become a world-class manager. Mark Warburton will never become that, and that was a disgrace that he became Rangers manager. That's my opinion, and I respect Bridges' opinion on it, obviously I do. But for me, nah, rubbish manager. Rubbish manager. So
anyway, get yourself some mute and we'll have a tune.
Lean and march on, marching on through the years of history. Heads held on high, how far the jersey they would do or die. Oh, fight for right, play the game with a badge of glory. We'll lose or draw, well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the wind to cheer the boys in blue. Oh, follow they will, marching on through the song of glory. We'll lose or draw, well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. Have you seen the Glasgow Rangers? Have you seen the boys in blue? Well, they're admired by all who know them. If you knew them, so would you. For they have played with Monaco, they have played in the USA, but the greatest game in history is the game on New Year's Day, for it's the home of heroes, and their praises they have been sung. Willie Waddle, Tory Gaelic, Alan Martin and George Young. And when all my life has ended, and when death has made its mark, will you scatter all my ashes on the slope of Ibrox Park? And with the angels I'll be singing, up in heaven there up above. I'll be singing, follow, follow, to the rangers that I love. And with my flute I will be playing in the valleys and the glens. I'll be happy and contented when the rangers win again. See them march on through the years of history. Heads held on high, up for the jersey they would do or die. Fight, fight for right, play the game with a badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, well that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true. On the wicket cheer the boys in blue, oh follow they will, marching on through the songs of glory. Win, lose or